Hello friends, welcome to Best Tutor. This is Rama Vishwanathan. In today's video, we are going to learn about quadrilaterals, types of quadrilaterals. What is a quadrilateral? In the earlier videos, we have learnt about triangles. What is a triangle? The basic definition of a triangle is, it is a closed figure bounded by three line segments. So, a closed figure bounded by three line segments is a triangle. A closed figure bounded by four line segments is a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral is a closed figure bounded by four line segments. What are the types of quadrilaterals? What are the properties of quadrilaterals? We are going to deal with all this in particular, in detail, one after the other. So, it is a closed figure bounded by four line segments. This is a quadrilateral, right? It has four vertices, four sides AB, BC, CD and AD, and two diagonals. Diagonal is a line segment joining two opposite vertices. Two vertices opposite to each other. BD is one diagonal and AC is one diagonal. Right. Now, I will go on restricting the properties or defining one property, then we will move on to the next quadrilateral. In this quadrilateral, it has four sides. So, two pairs of opposite sides. If one pair of opposite sides are parallel, then it becomes a trapezium. A quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides are parallel is a trapezium, right? So, what happens if both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel? In this trapezium, ABCD, AD is parallel to BC. These two are sides opposite each other. Similarly, AB and CD are also the sides opposite each other. If at all, both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel to each other, then it is called as a parallelogram. It is called as a parallelogram. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral in which both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. This parallelogram becomes a rectangle if all angles are equal. It has four angles. A parallelogram has four angles. If all angles are equal and each angle is equal to 90 degrees, then it is called a rectangle. All angles are equal, the parallelogram becomes a rectangle. If all sides are equal, then it becomes a rhombus. A parallelogram in which all sides are equal is called as a rhombus. We are imposing properties one after the other, and the quadrilateral is taking certain shapes, right? And if at all there is a quadrilateral in which all sides are equal and all angles are equal, then it is called as a square. If we understand this flow chart, types of quadrilaterals becomes very easy. Let us understand it once again. A quadrilateral becomes a trapezium if one pair of opposite sides are parallel. If both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, it turns into a parallelogram. A parallelogram is a rectangle if all angles are equal. Before we continue, let me explain the basic property of a quadrilateral. It is called as angle sum property. Like in the case of a triangle, sum of the three angles of a triangle is equal to 180. Here, in a quadrilateral, sum of the four angles, we have four angles. Sum of the four angles of a quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. So this is called as the angle sum property of a quadrilateral. Now if we apply the angle sum property of a quadrilateral to a rectangle, we have given the definition of a rectangle as a parallelogram in which all angles are equal. When all angles are equal, x, y, z, w all are equal, let me assume that it is A, then 4A is equal to 360 degrees. A will be equal to 360 degrees by 4, which is equal to 90 degrees. So each angle of a rectangle is equal to 90 degrees. Right. We move on to the next concept. A parallelogram becomes a rhombus if all sides are equal. So all the four sides are equal, it becomes a rhombus. A square is a quadrilateral in which all angles are equal and all sides are equal. So these are the types of quadrilaterals. Every quadrilateral is a closed figure bounded by 4 line segments. It has 4 sides, 4 vertices, 4 angles, and every quadrilateral should follow this property, angle sum property, be it a trapezium or a parallelogram or a rectangle or a rhombus or a square. In the case of a trapezium, these two are the sides which are parallel, and AB and DC are the non-parallel sides. If at all the non-parallel sides are equal in measure, ABCD is a trapezium with AD parallel to BC. If at all AB is equal to DC, such a trapezium is called as isosceles trapezium. The definition of isosceles trapezium is a trapezium in which non-parallel sides are equal in measure. Similarly, if you remember, a triangle in which any two sides are equal is called as an isosceles triangle. This is a similar example, similar definition to that. A trapezium in which two non-parallel sides are equal. Such a trapezium is called as isosceles trapezium. So we have learned quadrilateral, property of a quadrilateral, the basic property of a quadrilateral, and all the types of quadrilaterals in this video. We will learn about properties of all the quadrilaterals in the coming videos. Thank you.